Thanks for joining me on this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content on the channel. And also be sure to follow me on these other social media platforms. Links are in the description below. Alright, have and have not fans. Now this is just a quick video that I believe I've actually done one on before, but in the last episode we had Derrick making Hanna breakfast, a very touching and sweet scene and gesture given everything she experienced the night before. But once again, just like when Derrick made tea for her the night before, she pointed out, you shouldn't be in that kitchen. Remember, the cops are coming to dust for fingerprints. And he said the same thing. Oh, I was extra careful. I do not feel like this is done carelessly. I feel like it is a story point we should definitely pay attention to. I'm going, and again, I didn't mention this in my why is Hanna storming away from Catherine's house video, but do you think that, okay, so we know in the next episode, the black man, that, you know, Derrick and Hanna are going to be kissing on the couch. Then later on in the episode, Candace is going to show up. Then we know that Hanna is trying to get to the bank in order to make the transfer because, for God's sakes, why doesn't this just happen and get over with? I'm going to throw it out there. Maybe the cops show up to begin their investigation. Well, then again, even if they do dust for fingerprints, why would Hanna need to be there? Because she did give an account for what happened the night before. So I don't know. They'll do anything to string out this damn money storyline. But maybe, you know, when the cops are there, they'll just stick around in the house and then, you know, they'll do their job and get the fingerprints. But even so, I mean, like, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but if they take the fingerprints, can they identify who it is right there? Or do they have to take it back to the police station, to the forensics lab, in order to get the fingerprints, dust everything off? Well, they dust the stuff off, get the fingerprints, bring it back to the lab, come up with a report, and then go back or call the victim of the burglary and tell them who it was. Is that how it works? So even if they're there to get the fingerprints, then I don't think Hanna has to be there. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure that Derrick's fingerprints will be found, no matter how unless he was wearing gloves, which he clearly was not. His fingerprints are going to be somewhere because he has to open up the cabinets to get the dishes, to, you know, take his hand to cut on the stove and turn on the sink and all that stuff. So his fingerprints are there. They're there. So I'm going to guess that the police will, you know, get his fingerprints. I don't think he can get arrested for anything because, remember, Veronica got him out of jail. So that's that. She pretty much made, I'm going to assume, made his record disappear, just like she plans to do for RK. So I'm just wondering if his past will be exposed due to that, which really doesn't make sense, but whatever. And do you think that if Veronica gets word of the cops tracing Derrick's fingerprints, that her way of getting revenge on Derrick will be to have him go back to jail because of his fingerprints and just make it seem like he had something to do with the robbery? Which again makes absolutely no sense, but this show has not made sense for quite a while. So yeah, just a quick video. Do you think that Derrick leaving his fingerprints in the kitchen will come back to haunt him? I do think this is a plot point to pay attention to and not something that should just be brushed over, because him going into the kitchen multiple times is definitely something to keep of note. And I don't think that Benny and Mitch went into the kitchen, because I remember a couple episodes ago, after Benny and Mitch got back to Hanna's house, after, you know, him being shot at in the parking lot, Hanna did say, hey boys, don't go in the kitchen because the cops got to, I think this is after she took the happy pill. Yeah, after she took the happy pill, because Catherine left and then Benny and Mitch showed up. Yeah, that's right. So basically, I don't think those two went in the kitchen. So aside from Hanna's fingerprints, Malik's fingerprints, there should be Derrick's fingerprints. But even so, I mean, Malik's blood was on the floor. So, and Hanna clearly saw it was one intruder. Not to mention Derrick, I mean, yeah, Derrick didn't have a stab wound, meaning that Hanna knows full well that Derrick had nothing to do with this, unless the police come back to the house and explain to Hanna whose fingerprints they found, and she'll just explain, I found multiple fingerprints, I found yours, of course, and then the intruder. But then there was a third set. We traced him as Derrick. Oh, well, Derrick, he helped me out. He went in there and made tea and made breakfast. I told him not to go in there, but he said he was careful. And then it's like, well, are you aware of Derrick, and I forgot his last name, Derrick's previous record with the law? Wait, what? And then, you know, Hanna will get suspicious and be like, you know, do you think he had anything to do with the intrusion? Well, no. And then, you know, it goes back to what Benny was saying is like, are you trying to back her because you think she got money? No, this is something that was given to us. And then Hanna will think that, oh, well, Derrick probably thought I have some money and that's why he's trying to get with me. And I think that would be a dumb storyline, but I can definitely see that happening because it's all about drama. And keep in mind that Derrick was the one that told Benny not to tell Hanna that Candace was the one that sent Malik over to the house. And now she'll probably think that Malik had something to do with it if the cops find his fingerprints and bring up his track record. Oh, God. See what I mean? It's a very interesting story. And then imagine if there's death in his past. And then it's like, well, we did find Malik's body burned to a crisp in a van. And then it will be like, do you think Derrick set up the entire thing and then had him killed off and tried to cover it up so he can get with you? Once again, a very crazy storyline that I could definitely see happening, but I hope it does not. So yeah, a very twisted conspiracy theory. Do you think that Derrick's fingerprints will actually hurt him in the future? Comment your thoughts below, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll talk to you all soon.